Hello, another week's gone by. I am here again with our Empowering Ourselves Through Health series with the amazing Andy Mills, holistic health practitioner. How's your week been, Andy?
Yeah, it's been busy on many different fronts. Busy working in the garden, doing a lot of graft in the garden, so that's been great. Been enjoying that, but yeah, just busy doing a bit of deeper research into certain things. And one thing, when I retired from the fire service earlier this year, I promised myself one of the things I was going to research more was go deeper into the health side of it than I've ever been before. So I'm just starting to do that. But there's so much going on in this world. I can't take my eye off what's going on, because what I'd love to say before we start, Catherine, is you, myself, and so many other people out there. I believe we were put on this planet to help people and animals as well, in your case. And what I love doing is sharing information intelligently, truthfully, not slating one side of it, okay, but just giving people another side of the story. So hopefully we can help people give them enough information so they can make informed decisions from some of the very important decisions people are going to have to make in life as we're going forward from now on. Because I do believe that we are going into a great reset, okay, but not just financially. I think we're going into a great reset for us as humanity as well, and we will come out the other side in an absolutely amazing place. And I just love sharing information with people, as we're doing here on health, but other ways as well.
Thank you, Andy. And you gave me goosebumps when you said that, because Andy and I were just speaking briefly before we went live, and I can share things like this with our audience here, Andy, because I must say I feel incredibly lucky that the type of people that watch my videos and things that I've got, they're just amazing. They're really well educated, they're really proactive, they're really willing to open their eyes and learn about things. And you and I were just speaking before we started about Robert David Steele, and of course none of us really know what's happened, but whatever's happened, our thoughts and love are with his family and him wherever he is, because it's so difficult at the moment. The categorically, what is definitely happening at the moment. Hi Terry, you're catching us live. Well done.
Yes.
At the moment, we're all going through our own individual journeys. We've all got our own unique sense of opportunities and challenges. We're all in different parts of the world. We've got people from Florida here already. Tell us where you're from, Terry. Andrea's from the UK. And, all of us are experiencing different things at different times. But what I've noticed as one of the real positives that's come out over the last year is this real willingness for people to take more responsibility for all aspects of their lives, whether it is from the health side of things, whether it's from building a community, whether it's from the financial side of things, whether it's on learning what our real history is, whether it's on educating yourself about what's real and what's not real in this weird world. So, one of the reasons Andy and I are doing these series of talks is because what we want to do is do something that's really constructive and share what we've learned, and we're still learning every day, like Andy said, of things, constructive things that really help us. And over the last few weeks, please do look back over our last videos. I think this is about the 4th or 5th one we've done, Andy. We've done everything. We've covered individual subjects, individual products, individual areas of health. And today we're going to go back to talking about a bit more overview, because I've had so many questions about this over the last week. So what we were going to talk about today is cleansing. There's lots of different ways to do it, but can we just start off by saying, Andy, what is cleansing, and why might people consider this to be useful?
Yeah, can I first give a shout out to Christine? She's from Scotland. I'm living in Scotland as well, Christine. Good to see you on. Yeah, what I'd love to do first, if it's okay, Catherine, is just go through some basic principles of my beliefs about health and things like that. Okay, because health just isn't eating the right stuff. It's so many things. Okay, there's so many levels to it. I just want to go into some basic stuff. Okay, so for me, I believe there's 6 foundation principles to health. One are the thoughts. Now, there is a lot of information out there, and there is two camps. Do thoughts come first, or do emotions come first? Okay, I think probably thoughts come first, but I'm not 100%. I don't know if anyone can actually prove that. But thoughts are so important, and never more so than today. What Catherine touched on earlier, never more so than today. I'm going to give you two extremes of people that I know. Okay, I know people who have shut themselves off from everything that's going on. Okay, but they're in a good place. But they're not going to be, because they've totally shut themselves off. I've got people who have gone, in fact, 3 people gone so far down the rabbit hole, they've scared themselves almost to death. Okay. Yeah. And then there's a third people who listen to everything that mainstream say, then they think they're okay. And we've all got our different views on whether they're going to be okay, taking the medicines. You know what I mean by the medicines that are out there. Okay. I know we've got to be careful of the algorithms on. Yes. Yeah, exactly. That thing. So, you know, thinking is so important. And as much as I do a lot of research on things, I've got a very good constitution where I can just let it go over me, because I do believe we have already won this battle between good and evil. It's done. We're just going through the movie now, and there's going to be some tough times ahead. There's no two ways about it, but we've won it already. We just need to stick together en masse, support each other, and get the truth out there and wake more people up as we're doing. But we've already won this, okay? So you got really negative thinking. I call it stinking thinking. Stinking thinking is really, really bad for your overall health. Okay, so we want to make sure, as much as there's a lot of negativity in the world, we want to make sure we keep ourselves upbeat, and we got to make sure we keep ourselves positive. And guess what? Following this beautiful lady, Catherine, you're going to always be on a positive keel, on an even keel. You're always going to be positive, because what she posts about things, yeah, I can't do that one. What she posts and what everything that Catherine does on her live streams and everything is amazing. Okay, so listen to Catherine. Soak everything that she tells you, because she is so well versed in so many things that are going on in life, in the health world and everything else. Then we got breathing. Okay, let's be honest. We can live without breathing for a few minutes. We can live without water for a few days. We can live without eating for a much, much longer time. So breathing's pretty important on what I call that survival totem pole, or that totem pole of survival. Okay, it's right at the top. Breathing is right at the top. Now, how do people breathe? Something to really look into. One of the people I suggest to look into is a guy called Wim Hof, W-I-M-H-O-F. I practice Wim Hof's techniques regular. W-I-M-H-O-F, Wim Hof. Go and take a look at Wim Hof on YouTube. He's amazing. Take a look at what he says about breathing. Breathing is really important, because one, if we're not getting the correct amount of oxygen in our body, it's going to affect us. Two, if we're breathing the wrong way, if we've got what's called an inverse breathing pattern, if we're breathing heavily through the chest, like the first 2/3 of our breath should come through our diaphragm, which is like a belly breath, then go into our ribs, and then into our upper ribs, into our scalene muscles, and pull our rib cage up to inflate our lungs. If we're the wrong way around, we're going to hold a lot of tension up here, and it's going to put a lot of negativity into our body. Okay, so that's breathing. Number 3 is movement. We got to move. We have to move. I've been doing a lot of working in the garden. Hey, and by the way, I've actually experienced Catherine dancing on the dance floor. She's pretty good. Okay, so
it's not pretty. It's not pretty.
So we got to move. We got to make sure we're moving. I don't mean getting up, making a cup of coffee, but a lot of us spend a lot of time in this chair, okay, doing things, researching, working, whatever. Get up and move. Do some stretching. You know, do some mobilization. Go to the gym if you want. Go for a walk. Get out in the fresh air. Do what Catherine's doing there. Move. We have to move. Get the nutrition into those joints, into that spine, into that shoulder, and get everything pumping around your body. Okay, it's gonna help you. It's really gonna help you. Super important one. Hydration. Make sure you keep yourself hydrated. Okay. There we go. Hydrate. Don't dehydrate. Because I'll tell you right now, if you become severely dehydrated, it's going to take you a minimum of 3 months of hydrating yourself correctly to fully hydrate your body. If you're feeling thirsty, it's too late. You've started to dehydrate. You should never feel thirsty unless you've been for a hard run or something like that, which is going to dehydrate you. Okay, but if you've got a sedentary life and you're feeling thirsty, you're starting to dehydrate. If your pee is beyond anything apart from a very, very light yellow color, you're starting to dehydrate. If it's orange, you are fully dehydrated. Okay. Now, just whacking 10 bottles of water in you isn't going to do it. That's another thing we'll maybe go into at some stage, hydration. Okay, Catherine.
Yeah, we'll definitely do one on HEATH.
Yeah. Nutrition. Okay, nutrition. We'll speak about that all the time. Super important what you put in your body. You are what you eat. You are when you eat. And believe it or not, as stupid as this sounds, you are how you eat. I'll give you one example about that. You look at the dogs and animals, goes down. That's what a lot of us eat. And it's gone, boof. It's gone down the gullet. It's sorted. But, you know, when I ask people a really simple question, how many times should you chew your food? Some people say 20 times, 30. Somebody said you chew the amount of times that you got teeth. So what if you only got one tooth? You only chew once. You chew foods until they're as much as a mush as you can get them. Okay. And then you've taken all the nutrition out and you started pre-digesting them in your mouth through all the enzymes that get excreted through your saliva, and then it goes through the digestive tract from there. Okay, so chew until it's as much as you can get and then swallow it. So nutrition, there's so many things on nutrition, and a huge one we've spoken about is sleep. Sleep, for me personally, sleep is the king of kings. It's the king of kings when it comes to healing the body. Okay, so sleep is really important, and everything we've spoken about talks about sleep. What was that?
It's me making a joke saying, oh dear, because I was just telling everyone how little sleep I've got, but I've been up watching my daughter play football in America. It's really so important, because this is why Andy's so good, because when Andy and I work with people, we're looking at the whole picture, not just one thing. But Selena's got a really good question on here, and we know the answer to this one. Does drinking tea count on hydrating?
Oh, there's a big one, isn't it? Oh, there's a big one. I only count the water that I drink. The only other thing I'll count that's not water is if I drink something like a super healthy shake that's got all the right nutrition in it. Okay. Now you'll find that most teas have got caffeine in them. Caffeine is a diuretic. A diuretic means it pulls water out of your body. Okay. So herbal teas and things like that, well, you know, that it's a kind of what comes first, the chicken or the egg. I would say drink your tea, but only count the water that you're drinking. But if you're drinking 2 or 3 shakes a day like that, then yeah, count the water in that as well. Okay. But I generally tend to account the amount of water that I drink. Okay. That's what I tend to do.
Yeah, and just to add to that, Selena, we could spend an hour talking about that, because it's a really brilliant question, and one of a lot of us misunderstand. But your body can tell the difference between sort of pure water and water that's got anything in it, and it goes through slightly different metabolic pathways. Now, there's lots of things that affect that, but a general rule of thumb is for every cup of tea or coffee you drink, you need an extra equivalent size cup of water to rehydrate yourself from the dehydrating effects of that. So I like to think about it about not what you can't do. So if you really want that cup of tea, have it. But what I tend to do is drink a cup of plain water before I drink the cup of tea. And then that can really help you bring your body back into balance.
Yeah, I'm going to give you another little tip as well. Half an hour before you eat, drink a glass of water. Okay, if you can, drink it with maybe some Swedish bitters in it. If you can't get Swedish bitters, use some freshly squeezed lemon juice, because what that does, that prepares the gullet as such. But it also starts, if you've got something like Swedish bitters or something like fresh lemon juice in it, something really citric like that, it's going to start preparing the hydrochloric acid in your stomach. It's going to start stimulating it, ready for the food to come down. So yeah, that's what I tend to do. If I'm out in a restaurant, I'll ask for half a lemon. And they always bring you a little slice. I said, no, can I have half a lemon? Because then I squeeze that into my water and I'll drink that before I eat.
And can I just say, just pulling it all together, just before we get into the nitty gritty, one, there's loads of good comments of you saying about fresh fruit and vegetables. Absolutely. They've got a very high water content, normally about 60-70% water, at least, in fresh fruit and vegetables, identical as possible. You're exactly right, Terry. There's a reason. Watermelon and celery juice. Anyone knows who me. I have gone from hating celery to literally being addicted to celery. But Andy, when you were pulling together at the front these different aspects of health, the cornerstone aspects of health, consciousness is one of them. And as soon as you started talking about that, I couldn't help. This is actually just water in here, not tea. And my body was at a subconscious level picking it up and rehydrating itself. So there's a well-known saying is where, you know, energy flows where attention goes. So another reason why we're doing these talks is when you put your attention on something positive, your body will automatically respond by that and start craving the right things, which personally I find really interesting.
Yeah, where I like to say where energy goes, attention flows, or you could even do it the other way around, where attention goes, energy flows, and success follows. It really does.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's I was going to say something on hydration there. I can't remember what it was.
What
I was going to say was you really got something in my mind there. When you think of food, when you're cooking food, and you're preparing your food, what happens is you begin to start the digestion process, believe it or not, because what happens, you start secreting digestive enzymes. If anybody smelt something and you get that right there, okay, and you're like, it hits you right there. Well, that's your digestive enzymes beginning to secrete, okay, and you're beginning to secrete them before you actually put the food in your body. So even thinking, this is where thoughts are so important, even thinking of your food, subconsciously thinking of your food, it's going to start your digestive process. So really clever thing, the body, really clever thing.
Yeah, really clever. We'll just answer a few of these questions before we move on to my question for you, Andy. Fermented things like kombucha. I love kombucha. So I would say
kombucha is one of those things that I drink, but I've never really done a lot of research in kombucha. I've basically gone on people who have recommended to me, who I trust. But fermented, anything that's fermented, even, believe it or not, even fermented soy is okay for you, as long as it's fermented. So anything that's fermented is going to be like a kind of prebiotic going into the body, okay? So anything, I'll say anything, okay, I better be careful there, but usually fermented foods and things like anything fermented is usually pretty good for you. So yeah, get your kombucha down your neck. It's really, really good stuff.
Yeah, and I would say anything in moderation, Connie, because kombucha is really good, but it wouldn't be good for you to drink it all day. So it's as well as water, not instead of water, is what I would say to that. Terry, it is important. Yeah, raw fooders, we all know someone that's done something healthy. We all know someone that's lived to their 80s or 90s that smoked 20 cigarettes a day. But it doesn't mean it's suitable for everyone. So absolutely, if you are a raw fooder and you're really committed to that and you're eating a lot, then you can get a huge amount of your water from your foods. And that's absolutely fantastic, particularly as Andy said, if you chew your foods really well, because that's really important to breaking down the cell wall and releasing it. And the important thing, I think, is we're all going to have different diets and different lifestyles, and we're going to come on to this. So it's tuning in with your body and noticing things like your urine, noticing things like your skin, your hair, noticing how dry your mouth is, your eyes, and just really tuning in with your body and seeing what you need. So there are always examples like this, but that's not really, there's not that many people that are that committed and that healthy. And you drink tea all day, well, hopefully by the end of this, we'll encourage you to substitute some of that out slowly and surely with things that would be much healthier for you.
Well, what I would say on the raw food side of it as well is just be careful. There's nothing wrong with raw foods, okay? Just be careful. Catherine hit the nail on the head. We're all made up differently. How long has that person been eating raw foods? How's his body or how's her body adapted to it? Because if your digestive system isn't that good, we're designed to eat raw foods as Paleolithic people. We're designed to eat food raw, okay? But we've kind of moved on in society from Paleolithic times, and everything that goes on in our lives and the world and the things we eat now are totally different, and our bodies have adapted over time to that. Now, if you've got a phenomenal digestive system, you could eat raw foods, probably no problems. But what I would suggest for the average person is juice it. Juice your raw foods, okay? Because you're going to get all the good nutrition out of it, but it's not pre-digested as such, but it's kind of pre-digested when it's in a juice form. So if you want to go onto raw foods, begin with juicing and break your body into it, because this person who's lived all their life raw foods, their body's probably adapted to it. But like Catherine said, it doesn't mean it's good for everybody. But yes, raw food is awesome, but if you're going to do it, juice it just to begin with, to get yourself on the road.
Yeah, so coming on to then, so we wanted to talk today about cleansing and why you might need to cleanse. So why do you think people in today's modern normal society that are sort of what I would call normal people trying the best they can to be healthy might want to do more on the cleansing front?
Yeah, well, cleansing. Okay, so I'm a normal person, but up until 20 years ago, I thought everything I was doing was right because I only follow what the mainstream, what the glossy magazine says. Get 20-inch guns in 30 days. It's impossible. Okay, impossible. You can't do it. Glossy magazines are there to sell glossy magazines and to sell everything that's in them. So we've got to be careful of marketing. Okay. Now, the normal person, the average person, the average Joe or Jane in the street, like me, we have, most of us, not all of us, but most of us have probably had a crappy diet. In America, they call it a SAD, S-A-D, standard American diet, a SAD diet, okay? But it's worldwide. And I used to eat a lot of processed foods, which I thought were great for me because, you know what, the glossy magazine said so. And the TV told me that, you know what, get these type of Rice Krispies because they're fortified with vitamins and minerals. Well, if you've got to fortify something with vitamins and minerals, it means it didn't have any in there to begin with. So be careful of all the marketing, okay? So, yeah, I think cleansing is a phenomenal thing to do a few times a year. A lot of people do it with the seasons. A lot of people do it their own ways. But cleansing is fantastic for the body because what it's doing, it's giving your digestive system a rest. If you're doing the right type of cleansing, just a general cleanse, because you can do bespoke cleanses for different health reasons, okay? But let's just talk about a general cleanse, just a cleanse to give our body a rest from processed foods. As they say in America, a vacation from processed foods. Give it a break, give it a holiday, take yourself away from all that sugar, from all that caffeine, from all those addictive things. Give your body a rest from that. And what you'll find is when you do the right type of cleanse, just a general cleanse, you're probably introducing most people, your average Joe like me, when up to 20 years ago, you're introducing so much more powerful superfood nutrition into your body in, let's call it 10 days, because myself and Catherine, we really stand behind a 10-day cleanse, which is a great general cleanse that we use. In 10 days, most people are taking in more nutrition in 10 days than they probably do in a month plus. Okay, so it's going to give yourself a break, and I'm going to tell you right now, you will get exceptions to the rule, but most people will find the first 3, 4, 5 days tough because they're detoxing. You're going to get detox effects. They're going to get their cravings are going to kick in. I've got a horrendous sugar craving. I haven't got it at the moment, but I'll tell you right now, if I sat down and ate something, a biscuit, for example, or something like that on ice cream, or you pop some Pringles, which I don't really like, but you pop Pringles. Once you pop, you just can't stop. That's because these food scientists know what to put in these things to addict you. They know that sugar is known as cocaine for the brain because it stimulates sugar. Processed sugar stimulates the same opiate receptors in your stomach and in your brain than opiates do, the cocaine and things like that do. And I have got a horrendous craving for sugar once it starts, so I've got to be really careful. Okay, I don't crave it at all at the moment, but if I hit something, I will. So you got to get through these cravings. So when you're doing a general cleanse like this, my suggestion is whoever introduced you to the cleanse, get them to support you through it. So if Catherine introduced you to the cleanse, get her to support you through it. Be there for the first 10 days and just say, are you okay if I message you back and forth? I'm feeling this. Well, try this. Oh, that was great. That really helped. Thanks. Try this, do that. Well, you know that one? That's just a craving and you just got to go through it. It's a bit of willpower. But once you go through it, those first 4 or 5 days, you start coming out the other side. And when you come out the other side and you've completed those 10 days, I'm not saying you're going to have enjoyed it. Or you may have really enjoyed it. Some people really do. I enjoy it. But what you're going to feel is you're going to feel like a new person. Catherine, you've just come off a 10-day cleanse. Give us your little testimonial for those 10 days. Yeah, it's not the first one Catherine's done, by the way, but...
Yeah, I've done quite a few 10-day cleanses, and I was speaking to one of my friends before this about it, and actually my husband over the weekend, because my husband and I did one together, because we have found that over lockdown, even though I haven't stopped working, I spent a lot more time at my desk than normal. And that's not like me. I'm a very active person. And I really needed to do a reset. And we know that habits creep up on you, but build very quickly and are quite established. So what I wanted to do, I find it much easier to follow a program, because when I follow a program, particularly if I've spent money on it, I'm going to jolly well do it and get my money's worth. You know, psychologically, it's a real driver for me. So when my husband and I did it together, it was fantastic. We did the 10-day cleanse. We did it in what I would call the lifestyle version. So we have one healthy meal a day and replace the other meals with the products, which we'll come on to in a minute. And that worked really well for us. Because when you get the cleanse through, if you want to do a full cleanse, obviously you can use individual products on their own. But we wanted to do a reset, for mental reset, to reset our habits to be more healthily rather than just grabbing unhealthy stuff because we're in a hurry. And also physically. So my husband lost a huge amount of weight. I mean, he lost about 6 kilos or something. And I lost, I think,
Wow.
2 kilos or something. And I wasn't doing it particularly for weight loss, although that's always nice because I had realized my jeans were a little bit tighter than they should have been. But my husband felt completely different and then went off and did his fastest ever park run straight after the 10-day cleanse, and both of us felt so motivated. In fact, I felt more motivated this time than I had all the others, because it really gave me my mental oomph back. Because when you start feeling so healthy, you know that you really, everything else and easier gets, everything in life gets easier. You're not so affected by bad news. You feel more empowered to make the right decisions in your life. So it's really, really important to do it. And sometimes, depending on what your goals and objectives are, and I'm always very happy to talk those through with people, is some people need more than a quick take one supplement. So we're getting lots of really good comments about really good things to incorporate into your daily routine. And most of the ones we're seeing on the chats are really, really good. But sometimes people need a little bit more of a reset to recreate good habits in again. And then either the 10-day or the 30-day lifestyle, which we're coming on to, are brilliant. So we enjoyed this one more than we have before, because I felt we needed that mental boost as well as just the physical. As I say, my husband's just running, has just gone off the scale since then. And actually, now I'm not saying this to be vain, people, but everyone has said to me, I went up to the Freedom March in London, and quite a few people said to me, how come your skin's looking so good? And I was like, because I've reset, I've got all that crap out my system. And Andy and I, we don't eat badly, but of course we do, you know, no one's perfect. And I was finding the more in a rush I was, the more I was slipping into those bad habits. So yeah, I think it's brilliant. Andy and I only promote things that we 100% believe in. We're not there doing it for the money. So yeah, the 10-day cleanse for anyone that wants to reset, or in America you do the 30-day, which we can talk about. So what this does, do you want me to share the screen, Andy, and sort of talk?
Yeah, so can we just answer a couple of those questions first?
Yeah.
Some great questions there. Yeah, somebody said they use honey instead of sugar, and then somebody said, well, it's still sugar. Well, they're both right, okay. But you know, if you do need to take sugar, honey is a better option than sugar, because it does come with other benefits. Somebody else mentioned kefir, or some people say kefir, but it's actually, so kefir is phenomenal. I haven't made kefir for ages, but I used to make my own. I used to get my own little kefir seed, as they call it. I used to get raw milk, put it in raw milk, but my next one I'm going to actually do in coconut water or even water. And it's amazing. Kefir is phenomenal. Keep taking your kefir 24/7. Just take kefir. It's absolutely fantastic. And someone said, come off rice, pasta. Absolutely right, because all of these, everything apart from really meat, everything breaks down into sugar anyway. Okay, and people say your pasta party before your big run the next day, all that sort of stuff, because it's a slow carb release, is shit. Let's be honest, it's shit. Okay, it really is crap. Rice pasta is absolute crap. Tastes great. I love pasta. It tastes great, but you know, I'll eat it in very small doses and make sure I kind of get a good one. But even a good one is still pretty crap. So the great questions, great answers. Everybody's right, and you know, play about with things.
And what we're looking at here is we're looking at a lifestyle. So I think Michelle's made a really lovely point here, that when you align with the energy of cleansing. So personally, what I do, everyone's different. We've all got our different drivers. We've got to look at the cost of it. We've got to look at the time. We've got to look at how easy something it is to follow, because we've all got different lifestyles. And in anything in life, there's normally that balance between time. But what I did this time, and I think Michelle's hit the nail on the head for me here, is my husband and I actually sat there and had a proper discussion about what our objectives were and why we wanted to do it. And because we were really clear about that, this time, for the first time ever, I didn't find it hard. And it's stuck a lot better. So what we've done now is we're still following through into the lifestyle, at least 1, often 2 meals a day, because Andy and I have been using these products for years. They're part of our core behavior. I think Angie said last time, both of us spend a huge amount of our monthly budget is on this, because with our lifestyles, it really fits with it. But yeah, being why is really important, and understanding what your own individual goals. So everyone on here will have different habits that they want to change and different health objectives. Some people want to lose weight, some people want to detox, some people want that mental clarity back again, some people want to really feel empowered by feeling they've taken back control of their health. So whatever your reason, there'll be something here for you.
Yeah, you what you did there, Catherine, was you hit the 6 P's. Proper planning and preparation prevents poor performance. Okay?
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Proper planning and preparation prevents poor performance. Okay, there's variations on that with some cursing words in it, but yes. that we'll leave that one. But it does, you plan something correctly. What does they say? Failing to plan is planning to fail. Same type of thing, yeah. So plan to succeed. Plan it all out. Plan what you're going to do. It's really good. But yeah, what was it you wanted to go into next? Did you say,
I was just going to say, I think because every time I talk to you, Andy, we always say we'll keep it to half an hour, but you're such a wealth of information. I can't. And because we're getting such good engagement by everyone, we want to be, the whole point about doing the lives is more to answer people's questions and interact. So it doesn't matter how much we go through. But I think everyone on here can see that cleansing your body, pumping superfoods in there, going back to whoever it was who said about the tea, more about what good you can put in, rather than thinking of the mindset of restricting yourself. Because when you're concentrating on making healthy choices, it makes, a lot of the unhealthy ones automatically drop by the wayside. But you and I, we've spoken about this. We've got a consistent theme of our talks because we love them so much. We want to provide people with solutions. So we use PURIUM, amongst other things. We do celery juice, we eat healthily, but we use PURIUM products, which is the company for those of you that are in the USA, Canada, a lot of the other areas of the world. And then the Platinum Health bit is in the UK and the European. And we just wanted to show you again the cleanse, one of the cleanses, and just talk through a couple of questions we've got.
Yeah, so somebody mentioned zeolites there. So there are zeolites in the cleanse. There is a product that the company use, which is called Ionic Elements, and that has got zeolites in it. So yeah, zeolites are fantastic, really good.
Yeah, so underneath every single video that I put on YouTube are all the links you need, but also on which I will share in a minute on my catherineedwards.life. I'll get that up whilst we're talking. On my catherineedwards.life site as well, there is all the health products that I do. So I'm going to get that up. Can you see that, Andy?
No, it was up a second ago, but it's gone now.
Okay, hang on, let's have a look. Technically, things is really not my
lives.
Everyone knows. There we go. I'm getting there.
Go, yeah.
So everyone's always asking me where to find my products. And basically, if you look on my catherineedwards.life, you see the health products tab here. And then you will find the products that I recommend. I've got a few more exciting ones coming, but I only put products on this page that I personally recommend.
Can I interject there as well, Catherine? Yeah. I just see that very first one there, that course. I just purchased that from Catherine, okay? Our course on chlorine dioxide. I heavily, heavily, heavily recommend anybody who wants to take their health to the next level, have a look at that course, purchase the course, and then get yourself that make your own CDS kit. Mine's on its way, Catherine. I ordered it 2 days ago, so I'm looking forward to it. That blew me away. It takes a lot to blow me away, because I get, you can imagine the amount of people that come to me and Catherine, try this, try that, because of the outreach we got for people. I got to tell you now, that blew my socks off listening to Dr. What's his name?
Andreas Kalka.
Andreas Kalka. Blew my socks off. Take a look at that, guys. It's absolutely awesome. Really is.
Yeah, and this course is run by the Institute of Biophysics, and it's absolutely brilliant. So I promote a lot of things that I just think, people, when you understand the products yourself, everything about you changes, because you get how it works, and that sort of resistance just disappears. So this is a very short but incredibly good course. You can go over it as many times. You can ask questions to the experts in the Institute of Biophysics. But, we are at a stage now where we all need to take back power of our own health. So going back to the other products that people wanted to look at. So when you look on here, you will see a tab here, which is the PURIUM health products for America and for Canada. And then next door to it here, you can see Platinum for the UK and the EU, and they will also provide other areas of the world, but you need to email them. So please have a look at those. But if anyone needs any help, let me know. Now, one of the things we like about their cleanses, Andy, is what we love, isn't it, is it's made so easy for you.
Yeah, and that's going to link in literally to a couple of questions here. Rosie said she's off to work for another week and would love to do a cleanse before she goes back. The beauty about the cleanse, you can get a cleanse kit. It'll last you 10 days, but if you've only got 6 or 7 days, just do it for 6 or 7 days and then ease yourself into healthy eating using the products at the same time. So it's so flexible. It's not do the 10-day cleanse and that's it. If you don't do it, you're finished. You don't need to do that, okay? So it is very, very flexible for you and your lifestyle. And this is where asking questions on lives, ask Catherine questions, etc. And there was another one there that said, where was it? There was another one. It's gone. I don't know where it is. Someone who's got autoimmune disease is Joyce there.
To answer that. Yeah.
No, you go for it. You answer it, Catherine.
Right. Okay. So I have several. Oh, why is it not showing? Here we are. Joyce, I have several autoimmune diseases. Is there anything you could help? First of all, I'm really sorry to hear this, but I am delighted to tell you, I cannot tell you how much these will help with that. So we could do a whole thing on autoimmune. It's something that both Andy and I have worked with extensively, and there is so much you can do to help. So the first thing I would say is I would encourage you to go back a few videos and listen to the video that Andy and I did a few weeks ago about gut health, because most autoimmune diseases, a huge amount of it was about gut health. And this is not taking probiotics. This is about pulling the glyphosate, pulling the heavy metals, pulling the toxins out of your system. And part of this cleanse we're recommending includes the products to do it, which is what sets it apart from almost anything else that I found.
Only in the USA, not in Europe.
That's a good point. So in the UK or Europe, you have to order what it's called in there I've got one here because I am never without it, Gut Harmony in the UK and Europe, and it's called Biomedic in the USA. So in the USA, as part of the 30-day transformation, it comes as part of the kit. In the UK it doesn't. You can order it separately, and that product alone will take you off the scale. The next one I would say, Joyce, is I would definitely look at the CDS thing that we've just spoken about. Look at the health products on my course, do the little introductory course, which is brilliant, and then order the products. That will really help to oxidize your body. And then I have lost track, and I think, Andy, you're probably the same, with the amount of people with autoimmune conditions that have felt completely different after doing the 10 or 30-day cleanse. Because
there is no guarantee, is there? There is no guarantee for it, but we can only go on our clinical experience, okay? I will back Catherine up on everything she said there for you, Joyce, and I feel you. I really do feel you, because I've known so many people in your position. And Those two things, that little introductory basic course from Dr. Kalka, and get the Make Yourself kit for the CDS. Definitely 100% do that, and 100% get yourself on a cleanse. Okay, now if you've got an autoimmune disease, you could possibly struggle on the cleanse. Stick close to Catherine. Catherine will mentor you through it, okay, especially with what's going on. She'll be there to help you. But once you've done that cleanse, if you're in Europe, Joyce, I would buy other products at the same time. So once the 10-day cleanse is finished, and Catherine can tweak the cleanse for you if it gets too much, she can help you. But you've got products to get on with after that, and you can slowly break yourself in to eating normal foods again. Okay, now I'm not going to give you any guarantees here, Joyce, but what I will say, I think there's a very, very big chance that you may struggle through it, but once you've struggled through it and you've got to the end of the 10 days, you will most likely start feeling like a different person. And staying on high quality products, getting that CDS into your body, cleaning your body out, cleaning your blood, getting the gut harmony into you, really eating healthy, I think there's a very, very high chance it could be life-changing for you. It could be life-changing for you.
And it works out, yeah.
And I get what you mean. It's expensive.
Yeah. Because you're actually
sorry, buying a lot,
yeah, sorry, because you're buying a lot of the food up front, it looks expensive, but when most people work out how much the cost per day is, they're quite pleasantly surprised. But of course, you're buying a lot of product up front rather than buying it on a weekly basis. I just also wanted to add, the medical medium has got some amazing resources for this, also for you, Joyce. And, you know, looking at the root cause and if there's any toxins in your environment would also really help. Just before we go on to the cleanse, we've had so many about the zeolite. I did just want to answer Laura's thing. Can I continue? Well, yes, you can. But what I say is when you're using any of these products, be really conscious about how you're feeling, and whether it's working for you, because people say, what about zeolite? But zeolite is a whole discussion in itself, because zeolite is a collection of products. It's not one thing. It's like saying, well, what about grass? Is grass good for you? And I'm not talking about the smoking type. Like, there's millions of different types of grasses. So when you're talking about zeolite, one zeolite is not the same as the other. So it really depends on quality. And I would say, what are you noticing at the moment with your 3 times a day? Is it working for you? Is it not? So yes, all of these things can be used in combination, but equally it's really important that you tune in with your body and seeing what is actually working for you, and what, you know, one zeolite is not the same for another. You know,
come off the zeolites for a few weeks or a few months and see what happens. See how you feel. Okay,
I would.
Yeah, see how you feel. Don't go down the placebo route where your mind is playing tricks with you, where you're saying, without my zeolites, I won't feel like this. Just say, okay, I'm going to take it out and I'm just going to see what happens and see what happens. And then you'll know whether that zeolite is working for you. Sorry,
there's a delay with Angie and I today, where everyone's having Zoom problems at the moment, even though this is StreamYard, where it's a similar technology. So I didn't mean to interrupt you. I think the thing is with all of this is it depends what's going on for you. So different products work some products work on your actual digestive tract. Some products work on a cellular level. So it's all about you as an individual and what you need for your particular circumstances, because none of these are, you know, we've just spoken about CDS. We love it, but it depends what's going on with your own individual health. So the more you do your own research and understanding how it works in the body and the quality of the product you're making, the more it will actually, you'll start to see whether that's the right product at this time, because it might be you need it now and you don't need it in a month's time. Mm-hmm. So we're just conscious of the time. Andy, we wanted to go through a little bit about the products, because we've had so many questions since the last one about the, you know, about the actual ordering of the cleanse and everything.
Yeah, so in America and Canada, it is, there's a couple little differences in what you get in the cleanse, but the ordering of it is, it's quite simple on all of them. It's just in the USA and Canada, you need to go to ishoppurium.com. You click on Catherine's link and it'll take you there. Okay.
Yeah.
Use Catherine's $50 gift card. Okay. Use a $50 gift card, and in America and Canada, North America, if you spend $75 or more and use her gift card code, you'll get $50 off your first order. And then after that, I believe it's a 15 or 20% discount you'll get all the time, every time you order. So ordering is pretty easy. Just go in. You obviously need to sign yourself up for an account, just like you would if you were going into Amazon for the first time. You sign yourself up for an account, become a customer, use Catherine's gift card to begin with, and just pick your products. Literally just pick your product. That's all you need to do. Very similar in the UK and Europe. It's just there's a couple of different way they put the cleanse together. Okay. And you will, doesn't matter what you purchase in Europe and UK, you will get €50 off with Catherine's gift card code. The same code, you'll get €50 off no matter what you buy. Okay. And in the UK and Europe, if you purchase products, you're always going to get 15% off after your first order, always. Okay, so you're always going to get a discount. But if you purchase within 30 days, this is in the Europe and the UK now, if you purchase within 30 days of your last order, you'll get 20%. Then if you purchase 31 days or more after that is your next purchase, you'll get 15%. And then if you order within 30 days of that, you get 20%, but you're always going to get 15 regardless. And then it's going to jump between 15 and 20% depending where you order. As Catherine said, myself personally, I would average on a month, I would say 70% of my food budget and my nutrition budget goes on these products because they are not supplements. They're real food. The shakes are real food. So I'll give you an example. This morning, I woke up, I had 2 scoops of shake. I had 3 amino acids. 3 hours later, 4 hours later, I had another shake, 3 or 4 amino acids. And then I'll have an evening meal tonight. Sometimes, a lot of people talk about fasting. So sometimes I like to intermittent fast. So I'll get up in the morning and all I'll take is water and the amino acids. Those MAP we spoke about, was it last week? I think, Catherine, we spoke about MAP. Okay. Now, the reason I take those on a fast is because they're pre-digested. They don't go through your digestive tract. They go straight into your lymph. And they're like the world's, in my opinion, the world's greatest form of pure protein. So I'll take a few of those, maybe a handful of those, 5 of those, and I'll drink water. And then lunchtime-ish, I'll take a shake. And then maybe I'll take a second shake, or I might just go into a healthy evening meal, and that's me done for the day. And when you intermittent fast while you're doing one of these cleanses, it adds to the power of the cleanse. So one day intermittent fast and do a bit of the cleanse. The next day do a full cleanse. Next day intermittent fast. Play about with it. Play about with it. You know, have fun with it. Think what's going to work for me better. Poof, I didn't like that intermittent fasting yesterday. I'm not doing that again, so don't do it again. Okay, try intermittent fasting when you're back eating like you should be eating. Okay, so it's very flexible. You don't have to stick to the 10 days or the 30 days, but if you can, I would suggest do the 10-day, what we call immersion. Immerse yourself for 10 days. Give your body that rest your digestion from all those processed foods, all those sugary foods, all that caffeine. I'm bad for caffeine. Okay, all that caffeine. Give yourself a rest from it. Let your skin glow like Catherine's is glowing. Let it glow. Get that glow back. Get that look in your eyes. You can see Catherine's eyes are sparkling. Okay, they're sparkling. They really are. And that's what it does to you. I'll be doing a cleanse very shortly before I go visiting my family in Wales. Okay, I'll be doing a cleanse shortly. I don't know if I'll fit in a 10-day cleanse, but if I can, I'll do 10 to 15 days on it. If I can't, I'll do 8 days on it. So it's very flexible. But try and immerse yourself in a full-on 10 days. In America, do the 30 days, which I believe you can do a full-on 10 days. And then for the next 20 days, you break it up and you eat a bit of food, or you eat a meal and do the cleanse within it. There's various ways that you can do it. So yeah, I challenge you. I challenge everyone here to do 10 days, immerse yourself in the 10 days. If you can do what they call the ultimate lifestyle transformation in Europe, do that. You can also, in America, do that. You can also do it in Europe. You just need to buy 2 kits. Okay, so I challenge you to take your life to the next level and get your health up to the optimal place that you know you can take it. And honestly, so many people, whether they've got health issues or not, say after I've done that 10 or that 30 days and I've got myself onto a nice even keel of eating healthy and incorporating good superfoods into your life, a lot of people say it's changed their life. And that's not me just saying that. I've got, I could give you hundreds of people with testimonies. There's thousands of people that have got, tens of thousands of people got amazing testimonies for this type of thing. So that's my challenge to you if you wish to take it up.
Yeah, thank you. And I just wanted to answer a couple of these questions. So Vegan Vixen, now, if you're too scared to take something, it's because you don't understand it. So your intuition is saying there's something about this that I don't understand enough, so I'm putting the brakes on. So I think you were talking about the zeolite here, but what I would say is this is why Andy and I love sharing information and giving you resources here to help empower yourself, because when you look, say for the PURIUM Platinum stuff, there's so much information on their websites and so much information in the back office once you're a customer to make the right information for you. And I have loads of animals to feed. So like you, my day starts at 5:30 in the morning and doesn't end till about 11:30 at night. I'm very lucky because most of that time I'm spending it with my lovely rescue animals. But this is why I've been using these products for so long, because I am beautifully busy in a lovely busy way, because I love all the stuff I do, but I'm not at a stage at the moment where I can sit there spending hours preparing food each day. So I do things where you know, that make it easy for me. Other people are lucky enough to have a lot of time to prepare the food, so they can home prepare a lot of this nutrition stuff. So it's what's working for you. But I would say if you're scared of something, and I know this wasn't about these, I think it was about the zeolite, then I would say that's probably just your intuition saying you need to research it a bit more and find out. And Michelle said, what are the best amino acids to do on a budget? Please go back to last week's video and look at the super amino 23s, as they're called in America, or the MAPs, as they're called here. And I don't have these. I didn't prepare by having these here. I have these on my desk at all times, just like I've got my bottle of pre-made chlorine dioxide at all times, because what Andy and I are talking about here is a lifestyle. We're talking about incorporating these amazing things into your products. And yes, you can absolutely do it with fresh foods and things. Just at the moment, I don't have time for all the stuff. So just whatever works for you. We've given lots of other good resources here. And we've you know, we've got lots and lots of sort of resources there. Go and listen to our other videos. You'll definitely want to listen to the protein one we did last week. And like anything, you know, when you do your research, you'll find the right things for you, whether it's meal plans, whether it's products that's going to suit your unique mix of time and budget.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I've run out of things to say, I think, Catherine. Well, I haven't run out of things to say, but you know, I've actually got another call in 5 minutes as well.
Yeah,
so yeah, I think I could talk about this forever. And what I love is the way that we're doing these calls sort of quite regular. So yeah, keep the questions coming, guys. Myself and Catherine just love sharing this information, and we love the feedback. And when you try the cleanse, give Catherine feedback about when you've done the cleanse, how you feel on certain products compared to others. It's all a learning curve for all of us. And you know what we need to do is be good to ourselves, love ourselves, be kind to ourselves. You know, take not just our health, but take our whole life to the next level, because we are going to the most amazing place.
Thank you so much. Andy is so generous with his time for this. He's doing it completely off his own back and everything. So what I would say for anyone that's live, or for anyone that is you know, that is watching this on playback, I do have under my videos a PayPal donation thing. If anyone is inclined to do that, please do, because it helps wonderful people like Andy do some research for us, helps me do the research. If you've got any questions, my email's all under there. Please do reach out, particularly if you're thinking what are the right products for you or whatever. Please do reach out, and I'm here to help. And, you know, have a really good look first What I don't like is people asking questions when they haven't even looked on the website. So have a look yourself first, and then if you've got questions, just reach out to me. Enjoy it, support each other, go for that walk in nature, and hug a tree. Thank you.
I love hugging trees. I love hugging trees. Yeah. Thanks, Catherine. Honestly, I really appreciate you asking me onto these calls, and hopefully it's given everybody, everybody gets something from it. We're all learning, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I really am.
Lots of love, everyone. See you soon. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us.